It's that time of year, baby. Spring propaganda running rampant. Our first taste of it from Norman, Oklahoma, little John Mateer dime piece. We're going to overreact to this. No apologies. What we say on this show is if you don't win spring football as a college football fan, that's on you. Can't help you. You get 15 practices. If you don't win them, your loss. Because right now you're undefeated. Hope is running rampant, and it should be within your program. There's a lot of things to get excited about, especially at Oklahoma. So we'll overreact, then also properly react to this clip, as well as where Oklahoma is right now, rolling through spring practice. If you're an Oklahoma fan, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're dialed in right here to the On3 YouTube channel. This show, The Hard Count, college football, nothing but college football year-round. Appreciate y'all so much in advance for getting locked and loaded. So let's take a quick look at this clip. We'll break it down in real time. I want us to unpack why you should be fired up if you're an Oklahoma fan. Again, we'll overreact. We'll have some fun, but also we'll give some real thought to this as well. So check this out. John Mateer, dropping back, dropping an absolute dime in the breadbasket to who else but your other transfer wide receiver, Javonnie Gibson from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Stand up. Big time throw, contested catch. And if you're an Oklahoma fan, you maybe feel a little bit silly getting excited about this. I told you, don't do that. First of all, don't be responsible this time of year. It's not what spring is for. Also, let's be real. Last season, you saw very little of this. This is not me dunking on the offense from a season ago, but like you're standing in the paint, so here we go. Your offense was 129 out of 134 teams in yards per pass. This is nice. This is refreshing, like a pool day in July. Like, get excited about this. Scored 21 points a game. All right, well, I mean, go ahead and tack on the extra point to that one, and you're a third of the way there through spring. Like, come on now. If you can't get juiced about this, I got nothing for you. Now, let's examine the details. The details are crucial here. Tight spiral, good shot, on time, so Javonnie Gibson gets open, over the shoulder, contested catch. That's one thing I'm excited about here from an Oklahoma fan. Whenever you see a highlight from spring practice, the concerning part of this is you're practicing against yourself. So if the offense does well, you say, okay, well, are we done up on defense, JD? Is that the end of the road for us? Are we just going to be tragic on defense? It's not the case. Good play by the offense. There was good coverage. Just, hey, ball up top. That's how it goes. Now, if we're going to be even more intense about these details, I appreciate the swag here from Mateer. A little shooting sleeve action. Okay, the run down. Maybe it was squat day the day before. I would like to see a little more rhythm in the jog downfield. However, I appreciate the Guardian cap on the helmet with a no-contact jersey. Better safe than sorry. Got to protect the noggin, John. We're here for that. Now, all jokes aside, this clip is fun, and again, it should get you fired up, but like the offense is going to be a lot better in 2024, or in 2025, rather, from what it was in 2024. Because to be real, the offense can't get a whole lot worse. And that's not me trying to, again, disrespect last season, but when you look at what it was from a product standpoint, the average sack rate given up was like 12.5%. You couldn't throw the football downfield in large part because you couldn't protect your quarterback. So that's a big reason why Auburn fans are saying, hey, do we have something here with Jackson Arnold? I don't know. We didn't get to see it last season. So you bring in a John Mateer, you bring in a Javonnie Gibson, and you also bring in a brand new offensive staff. One thing on a serious note that excites me a little bit here about this clip is the fact that it's happening, day 2 of spring football? Not sure exactly what day of practice that's coming from, but it's a new offense we're installing. John Mateer has been, according to our sources at Sooner Scoop, helping bring other players along in this offense, get them up to speed, get them up to rhythm. To see an explosive play early on, not uncommon, but I'm just saying it's a good thing. It's a good thing, so you'll take good things where you can get them. So you got the offense. You would imagine improving by a pretty decent margin with Ben Arbuckle and John Kuzieski and John Mateer and a Javonnie Gibson all showing up in Norman, along with some other pieces. But the defense, too, is something that's worth noting here when you talk about the 2025 season for Oklahoma. Yes, you lose some leadership, which you have to replace. But as long as Brent Venables is calling the defense, that's 60% back from last season, I think there's a pretty good reason for confidence there, Norman. I really do. I think when you look at what last year was, there shouldn't be this massive drop-off. Now, will there be a potential for a half step back? Sure, that's every season. But I still feel good when you have one of the best defensive minds in the sport overseeing that side of the football. That excites me. So here's what we got to talk about, though, when we talk about the potential for Oklahoma in 25. The schedule is nasty work Hall of Fame. It is, man. Number one in terms of strength of schedule right now in the country, according to ESPN's Bill Conley. I don't know all the numbers, but I see all the logos, and I say, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, you got Michigan as one of your non-conference games. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. But if we're going to if we're going to trust the move here by bringing in a John Mateer, if I'm an Oklahoma fan, you probably believe he's going to be in that all-SEC tier. Like, is he first-team all-SEC? I have no idea, but you probably believe that's his skill set, right? There's a big reason why you brought him over there for, I have to imagine, not a free $99 price point, okay? So if he ends up playing at that level, and the defense, like we just said, not a massive step back, it's still a Brent Venables brand defense, and you see the offense around John Mateer elevate as well, what game are you just penciling in as a loss? Now, maybe it's the week-to-week grind that gets you and ends up giving Oklahoma trouble, but what game are you just saying, nope, we have no shot in that one, if John Mateer is who you think he could be? I don't see one, y'all. Like Michigan, it's going to be, I believe, Bryce Underwood's first start on the road. If he ends up being your guy, we believe he will be. Auburn, I mean, you won at Jordan-Hare last year with much less, not to dunk on Michael Hawkins Jr., but a much less polished product at quarterback. Found a way to get it done. Texas, game's always weird. Neutral site, rivalry. We don't know what Arch Manning's going to be. Think he's going to be good, but there's no guarantee yet there with Texas. At South Carolina, that'll be tough. Ole Miss, new quarterback, pretty much new roster for them every year. At Tennessee, Oklahoma fans feel like they should have won that game last year in Norman. And again, this year's team is much better than last year's team from what I can gather. At Alabama, you did win against Alabama a season ago. Now you got to go on the road this year, but with how much better I expect this roster to be, how much better I expect you to be offensively, I don't think that's a game you pencil in as a loss right now. Missouri, that game got away from you last year. You probably should have won that one. LSU, get them at home. There's a lot here for Oklahoma where is it going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination? I don't think so, but I also don't think that you're quite as outmatched as maybe you felt like you were at different points last year if you're a Sooner fan. So that's the context of this season. But let's fast forward the tape a little bit and just say that you have this season that you could have. Let's say you go ahead and win 9 games this year. Let's just say that happens. Y'all, 9-3 with the toughest schedule in college football. I don't know if you end up getting in the playoff, but I think you're in that playoff category. Like Oklahoma and Florida are the only 2 teams with a 9-3 record that I would say, yeah, you know what, let's actually talk about them as being a team to be in the 12-team playoff. That makes a lot of sense to me. Makes a lot of sense to me. And if you end up having that kind of an output on the wins-losses perspective, what does that say about what you were offensively? And what does that say about what you can pitch on the recruiting trail and in the transfer portal? Like, think about what Miami was a year ago. Everyone's questioning Mario Cristobal and quarterback development and all those things. And then Cam Ward pops in there for a year. They light it up, and they go get Carson Beck the next season from the portal, also one of the top guys in the portal in his respective cycle. Why? Because you lit it up on offense the year before. Because you had something to pitch to people. You had something to show people on tape that was tangible and said, this is who we are. Come be a part of this, and let's go have a good time on Saturdays. That's what Oklahoma has been. You don't have to squint to see that. I know it's a different regime than what was there previously, but like Oklahoma has been an offensive destination historically. Not the case within the last couple of seasons, but like that's, I think, still in the maybe the peripheral for some of these recruits, whether it be portal or high school level, that are considering Oklahoma. And I think that matters. The reason why I say that could matter is when it's in the peripheral, it doesn't take all that much to bring it to the forefront. Like if you see John Mateer go have an all-SEC caliber season, very quickly, memory gets jogged. Oh, yeah, that is Oklahoma. Oh, they are an offensive destination. Oh, if I want to go be a high-level guy that can go play in the NFL, maybe I do go play for Ben Arbuckle or John Kuzieski or whoever else on that staff. Like that, to me, is where this gets really dangerous because at that point, the Venables defense with something to pitch on the offensive side to attract top talent, Oklahoma could very quickly get this thing rolling in the right direction. And I think it starts, again, with this year, and a lot of it starts with John Mateer. So the clip is fun. It's fun to overreact to. We'll probably do some more of that on this show as long as y'all like it. But spring is here. The propaganda is here. Enjoy it. But also, within that propaganda, there's always a kernel of meaning within all of it. So enjoy that. We'll soak it up, and we'll make sure we maximize the spring together. Best way to maximize it, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, at JD PicKell. For Cato on the ones and twos, for myself, we will keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.